Hello everyone, my name is Dancing Corgi and we're back again with another Oasis gaming video. Alongside with me, we have fellow content creator AljudeG by the way, and we also have our fellow Oasis pro players. We have Georggyyy and we have Javi as well. And it seems like there's a lot of mice that we can work with here. Aljude, what are we doing today?
Yeah, you're right. We have a bunch of mice in front of us, and of course all of these gaming mice were sent to us by the amazing Gosu Gaming Gears. So for anyone at home that wants to maybe try out the mice, if you guys want to buy it for yourselves, you can check them out at facebook.com/Gosu Gaming Gears.
So since there's gonna be a lot of mice here, okay, what do you use at home, Aljude?
The one I main right now is actually the X2 Mini.
The X2 Mini, I see. Fine, however, I've been using the Death Adder V3 by Razer. But I actually want to ask our pro players, Georggyyy, what mouse are you using now?
G Pro Super Light.
The G Pro Super Light, Javi?
And G Pro Super Light.
Alright, so what's gonna happen here is Aljude and I will be picking two mice that we're gonna be bringing home, giving our first impressions as well, and what our actual thoughts can be for it. And our pro players, however, will be picking one mice that they will be talking about right here. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna let Georggyyy and Javi pick up their mice first. Georggyyy, what mouse do you want to try out? All right, he's going for the Pulsar X2 Mini. Then so Javi, of course, the one. They're really just going for that. Okay, how about you, Aljude? What's the two mice you're gonna go for?
One of the first lightweight mice I started with was from Glorious, so we're gonna go for the D- wireless. I never tried an ergo mouse yet, or like I never mained one, so I wanna, give this a shot and see how I like it. And for the second, what's the Sora? We're gonna go for this one.
However, why are there people talking about the Series 1 Pro like really bad mouse, but there are also people who are saying that it is a great mouse? So the first pick is going to be Glorious Series 1 Pro Centauri color variant. And then my last one is going to be...
Actually, wait, before you even choose, I actually saw a different mouse that I want to try. We're going to talk about the Sora, and we're going to bring in this one, which is the Aria XD7.
Oh, he's swapping it.
Well, swapping, we're trading really.
So I think my last one is going to be the one I saw earlier. So yeah, let's go.
Alright, those are our choices.
Hi guys, I'm Javi.
Hi guys, I'm Georggyyy.
So I got the X2 Pulsar Medium, size 2.
I got the Pulsar X2 Mini.
So the mouse I use right now is the G Pro Super Light. The X2 has the same shape. I like the size of this because it fits perfectly for my palm grip. I think the feeling is the same as the Super Light, but it's just lighter.
Too small for me. Parang same siya sa G Pro Super Light pag ini-swipe.
I think the Pulsar Mini is probably the smallest mouse I've seen. I've never seen a mouse this small. For me, how smooth it is when it glides around the mousepad.
Shape.
There's a possibility I could use the X2 Pulsar once I try it out in-game.
For me, no.
Depends on my performance when I'm using the mouse. But recently, I'm still playing good with the Super Light, so I'm sticking with it.
Ako, nag-try ako ng Death Adder V3 Pro 1 week before tournament. Inamit ko siya for 1 month. Then, bumalik ako sa Super Light. Salamat Gosu Gaming Gears. Excited namin i-try itong mouse.
Alright, so now it's time to take a closer look into the mice that we selected. Of course, for me, once again, I have the Fantech Aria XD7 and the Model D- wireless from Glorious. And for you,
we have the Fnatic Bolt and the most anticipated Glorious Series 1 Pro Centauri. Let's get into unboxing, but let's see yours first.
Also, it's crazy because, right, obviously Fnatic, they have their like esports teams and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know until probably maybe 2 years ago that they make mice. It was crazy. I think they're the only group or org out there that has that make mice but also have esports teams. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, anyways, so this is the Model D- wireless. That is a long name. I went for the smaller mice because like I said, my hands are very small. But first thoughts so far, I mean the D- wireless, it looks good. Yo, y'all can see that? Look at it. That actually fits in my head pretty good. I'm surprised. And this is my first time not holding an ergo mouse, but trying to get comfortable with one. Yeah, it feels good. I can actually get used to this. So far, the shape is pretty good in my hand. So that's the Model D- wireless. Now we're gonna open the second one, which is, like I said, the Fantech Aria XD7. I miss that kind of X-shaped mouse, which is what this is. It's very niche. Not everyone will like this shape because it's very different from your Super Lights, from your Zowies, your very standard shapes of even the Glorious mice. I think I'm even more excited to try this one compared to the D- wireless. So this does come with a solid shell if you're not into holes like that. Now it's a solid mouse. See, now if you have trypophobia, yeah. So we took a look at both of the mice that I selected. So
we'll be going on to the Fnatic Bolt. Honestly, I got super excited because when I first heard that Fnatic dive into the mouse scene, I got curious because they did do well with their gaming keyboard, the Streak 65 as well, and then they started releasing mouse pads and headsets as well, which performed really well. So we'll see what our first impressions as well for the Fnatic Bolt right here. So, I mean, it is ambi as well, so maybe first feel that, oh, I like the feel so far. So it does have Bluetooth and 2.4, so it does come with extra skates. So that's the Fnatic Bolt. I'm gonna be excited to try this out as well, but we are going to go to the glorious Series 1 Pro. You know, there's a lot of pre-orders for this. I wanted to buy it as well because it looked really, really good. You can see all of the color variants as well. And it depends on like what shape or like what colorway you'd want to go for. But we do have the Centauri here. So again, you can find this in Gosu Gaming Gears. So make sure to check them out. So here's the glorious Series 1 Pro. Let's try grabbing it first. Oh, what the? It's actually really light. It is 49 grams. So very, very light compared to like what we had earlier. I think it was a variety of 53 to 56. I can already start to hear some creaking because I love gripping my mice very hard. And so far, the grip of it is very light. So you might have to change your sense a little bit. It's not like your typical Super Light or the Viper or all of the other older flagship mice. But this one, I feel like you don't even need the grips anymore, but again, it's still personal preference. You know, I've heard a lot of bad things about this mouse, but maybe we could try to see the good in it. But if there's not, we'll find out. We'll be trying this out anyway for 2 to 3 days. But yeah, so far that's it.
Okay, so I've been using these two mice for around 2 to 3 days now, consistently for my games and for daily use. Take note, I've been using ergonomic mice for a very, very long time. And this is my first time trying an ambidextrous one, aside from the Super Light, obviously. I've decided to test this with Valorant, and you know, I'm a low sense user, so you know how much I value very, very, very light mice. So first, let's talk about the glorious Series 1 Pro. The first time I tried holding this, it was very, very small. Because I mean, if you're gonna compare it to my Razer Death Adder V3, it is significantly smaller. And obviously the sides were like really, really small for me. And again, I did come from ergonomics, so it was a bit hard for me to grip it like this, especially considering that my hands are pretty big. But hey, this is hella light. I mean, you could probably see that my aim was still consistent. I didn't feel any strain, especially when I was using this. So I guess it wasn't really that hard to adjust with. Again, low sense user, by the way. But I guess the only downside to me using this is that it's too small for me. Gameplay wise, this was super beneficial for me. 180s were easier to hit, my flicks were still consistent, I felt faster, but then again, there were times where I felt jaggy and inconsistent or I'd overflick because it was a bit lighter than what I'm used to. So do I think you should get it? Hell yeah. Now what about the Fnatic Bolt? Well, I mean, this is significantly bigger as well, but it is heavier in size. So this one fit perfectly in my hand. It has a wider body, so adjusting to it coming from the Death Adder V3 wasn't that much of a problem for me. If you want to compare it, they're kind of similar. The hips are pretty... Wow, hips. The hips are pretty big as well. When I came from the glorious Series 1 Pro, I had a hard time adjusting to this. I felt a bit slower, but I felt more grounded. You know what I mean? It made me feel like I hit my shots more consistently. More like I didn't have a problem with micro adjustments because it felt more consistent and then I had more stopping power because it is heavier. I'd like to think that it is around the same weight as the Razer Death Adder V3. So I guess it was just a bit harder for me because it did have the ambidextrous shape. I kind of had to get used to that. But either way, I still think it's a really good bang for the buck. I will be giving a more detailed breakdown of these soon, but I had no problem with the sensors. I had no problem with the gliding. There were no stutters at all. Everything was just consistent, which is what matters. So I think that pretty much sums up everything on my end. What about you, Aljude?
So I've had some time to use both of these mice so far, and I think between the two, I definitely like the glorious Model D minus wireless a little bit better. And that was kind of what I was predicting beforehand. You know, I think even though the shape from the Fantech Aria XD7 is like really nice, it's really similar to like the G305, which is what I used to use with Logitech. I think just the overall shape of the Model D minus wireless is like really, really nice. Like it fits my hand perfectly. But both mice had like pretty good clicks, pretty good scroll wheel feel. I'm not someone that's like really picky on that, but I never had any issues with any of those. But yeah, I mean, like first game I started using the Glorious, it was already like I was popping off already, and it's really hard for me usually to adjust, but I think the adjustment period for the Glorious was really easy. So I definitely had a good time using that mouse for sure.
All right, so we got to take a look at all the mice. We got to see, you know, what we're comfortable with, you know, what they feel like, what they look like, you know, kind of the different shapes and sizes. like I say, if it's comfortable, because that's like the biggest thing for me. You know, for some other people, they care about the weight. So I don't know about you. For me, it's all about the comfort, the shape.
Comfort. Honestly, I agree as well. But I mean, it's still personal preference for like a lot of people as well. So, you know, we're really excited to try out these mice. And also, I like to remind everybody else that's watching out there that the Oasis Gaming website is also up. So, you know, you'll have all of our creator codes as well. You have that's in Corgi. You also have AljudeG. Make sure to visit the Oasis Gaming website at oasisgaming.gg, by the way, for all of our merch as well. And yeah, if you guys like this type of series as well, maybe you can comment somewhere there, like what mice would you want us to like review, right? There's a lot of other things that we can go for as well. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as well. Click that notification bell so you can even catch us on the next one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for having us today. Goodbye.
Peace.